User joined your channel.
The RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League is on the air. Live from the D-shaped demon in the Midwest, it's IR18s from Kansas. This broadcast being brought to you in part by RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com. Be sure to let Bill know the ISL sent you. Promotional consideration paid for by Convergent Composites. For all your composite technology needs, get a hold of Bob Lacavara and Convergent Composites. Tonight's bump music being brought to you by TDA Motorsports, proudly supporting the Disabled American Veterans Association. DAV is an all-volunteer fleet of non-critical medical transport for America's veterans. And more information on how you can get involved, we ask that you go to DAV.org. Bofa Broadcasting proudly supports pulmonary hypertension awareness. One of the most difficult to diagnose terminal illnesses on the planet, because it masks itself as so many different terminal illnesses. For more information on how you can spread awareness, we ask that you go to phaware.global or phaware.org. Special thanks to Paul Zoda. Special thanks to Paul Zoda and PZ Overlays for some of the best overlays in all of iRacing. Get a hold of Paul Zoda on his Facebook page, PZ Overlays. Special thank you to XS Sim Gear. Some of the most beautiful, soon-to-be released sim peripherals that I've seen so far that the average working man can afford. XS Sim Gear. And we do need to say hello to everybody at Prestige Vapory. Texas's leading vape shop. And joining us now to talk about Prestige, Mr. John Napier.
How you doing, Tony?
I'm doing just peachy. Got to give a shout to everybody at Prestige Vapory tonight. Home of the Black Diamond and the, what the heck is that new thing? The Snow Wolf, in exclusive colors available at Prestige Vapory.
Actually, the Snow Wolf is what Gregory uses. It's actually a really nice unit.
So, for more information on Prestige Vapory, you can find them on their Facebook page. PRESTIGEVAPORY. So, John, you've used Prestige in the past yourself, as you just attested to your son actually using in some of their products. So, I guess if it's good enough for your kid, it's definitely good enough for anybody.
We actually use them exclusively. As a matter of fact, we actually drive by 2 separate local vape shops to get to them.
You drive by 2 other vape shops just to go to Prestige. That speaks volumes for the staff there. And I've been checking out the reviews on their Facebook page, and I've just glowing reviews. Have yet to see any thumbs down on the review end. So for all your vaping needs, go ahead.
To give you an example, the first time I went in there with a problem with my vape. And the manager there actually sat down with me and walked me through how to fix the problem. And I went in to replace the part. And he walked me through fixing the part and how to maintain the part rather than selling me a new one.
Well, that right there speaks volumes to the fact that they would rather, help you fix a problem than just take your money.
You know, and they have like a bar there, and it's one of those places. It's an atmosphere. People come in there like they would a bar and vape and shoot the shit and have a good time and talk. And
so it's basically the modern version of what your father and my father probably would have gone to is a cigar shop.
Exactly, and that is exactly the atmosphere they're going for.
All right. Well, if you are in and I know I'm gonna say the name of this place wrong, so please bear with me, folks. Windcrest?
Windcrest, yes.
It is Windcrest. Okay. I know that there's some weird pronunciations of some cities in Texas. I just want to make sure I was saying that right. If you're in the Windcrest, Texas area, be sure to stop by Prestige and say hi to Alex and the guys.
Yeah, Windcrest is like one street, so it's pretty much San Antonio.
Okay, so the greater San Antonio Metroplex. Be sure to swing by Prestige. Well, John, we'll let you get back to it. Best of luck as Hot Lap's getting ready to wind down now and qualifying going to get underway here at the D-shaped Demon of the Midwest.
All right, can I get you to drag me down, Tony?
As soon as I find you. Hold on. Where the hell are we? Where the hell's the rest of your team?
I think Gregory's still in the main chat, so.
Well, then up you go. No, he's not. Where the hell did your team go, John? Okay, he actually finally made it to your team room. Oh, the joys of live broadcasts. You gotta love it. As, again, Hot Lap's getting ready to wind on down now. As you're watching the Indy Speedway League IR18 series. Race number 2 from Kansas. Race 1 last week from Auto Club is definitely a barn burner. Kevin Paskowitz sitting at the top of the leaderboard. And one of the names we do need to mention, too, is, Paskowitz and the rest of the Phenomenal Awareness group. They do, a lot of work with pulmonary hypertension awareness. And that's a big thing for us here at Bofa Broadcasting is, we've gained some friends, I feel, through these broadcasts, and there are those out there that have not yet been diagnosed with pulmonary hypertension that may die from it. And I don't mean to sound morbid, but ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that's a fact, because there's not enough awareness, even by medical professionals, of the disease. So we do urge you to please go to phaware.global or phaware.org if you're in the States. Get yourself educated and spread the word around to try to get this thing caught earlier than it generally would be. Early detection is the key with pulmonary hypertension. And this is Pulmonary Hypertension Awareness Month. Solo qualifying underway right now. As there's Paskowitz sitting on the end of pit road. Isaiah Dupree out on track right now in the Drive to End Brain Cancer number 93. So big props to Isaiah and the crew over there for having that on the car. Much respect from here. John Napier in the XS Sim Gear Pulmonary Hypertension Awareness number 99, currently sitting second quick. Dupree goes quick time currently. There's Terry Adams in one of the conversion composite DAV cars for Pinnacle Motorsports. And no, there we go. There's Greg Napier in the Prestige Vapory number 51, currently sitting fourth quick. The world's fastest hippie, Mr. Mike Whitaker, another one of the Pinnacle Motorsports entries tonight. There's Paskowitz in the pulmonary hypertension awareness number 7. That is a gorgeous looking new paint scheme. They were talking about it in the chat earlier. As Kevin is part of both the broadcasting and he has been on the air with us a few times. They were talking about the new paint scheme, and Sam Cooper Bennett, kudos to you, sir, on that paint scheme. That is a gorgeous looking piece of machinery. As Chris Bouchard pops one off, first one, second one to go. Who just did that? Wow. Ooh, Greg Napier gets it all wrong going down the back straightaway. Chris Bouchard currently sitting quick time. One of only a handful of drivers to go. Oh, no, that just changed. The top 7 separated by less than a tenth of a second. All 12 cars that have taken time separated by less than 2 tenths. There's Vickery running the Lucas Oil number 24. Tony Rice out on track now as well in the Valvoline Cummins number 64. Bob Lacavara in the Convergent Composites number 8. Nate Siefker making his debut with the ISL tonight in the Killer B number 3. And yes, we won't hold it against Nate that he's running a Formula 1 paint scheme on an IndyCar. Because as a general rule in iRacing, if you see somebody driving an IndyCar with a Formula 1 paint scheme, they're going to wreck the field. But we've driven around, we've seen Nate drive enough to know that he's not that guy. James David making his debut with the league as well. Flying the U.S. Navy colors tonight, so big props on that one. Moskowitz riding the Hot Wheels car. Looks like he's one and done, maybe. As Bouchard doing the smart thing and testing pit entry. So the only 2 cars left to take time. We've got 18 cars in the session. Dominic Byrne and Ronnie Osmer have not taken time yet. And apparently it is server issues for Osmer. Not able to localize server issues there. So that's the bling, 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 bling that you hear constantly in the background as an incessant. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that. Turning that crap off as well. Because I'm done of hearing that damn bling going on. So 16 cars have taken time so far. It's, about 3 minutes left in the session here for qualifying. Again, you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com. Be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. So, as far as the rest of the schedule goes this week, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, as Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett and I will be at Daytona with the Paskey Sports Cardiac Truck Series as they get ready to kick off season number 2 from Daytona. You saw the duels last week. How much fun was that broadcast? But we will be going to the... Hey, it just dawned on me which track we're at. This is the track that the road course looks like a wang. Okay. I keep getting this one confused with... I know it's either Kentucky or Kansas, and I can never remember which one, and I just saw the shot of the infield section. Yeah. Look at an aerial photo of this track sometime, kids. You'll love it. Anyways, PG-13. Chris Bouchard currently sitting quick time. Dylan Lucas sitting second quick. Nate Siefker, Mike Whitaker, Greg Napier rounding out your top 5. Isaiah Dupree, Stuart Lumpkin, Kevin Paskowich, James McDavid, and Terry Adams all sitting in the top 10 as we currently sit. Tyler Vickery in 11th, just barely over a tenth of a second back. So your top 10 separated by less than a tenth. Basically throw a blanket over the entire field as everybody is basically within 2 tenths. Dylan Moskowitz having some issues and not sure really what's going on there. As we are still waiting for Osmer to reconnect. Dominic Byrne having some trouble connecting. Of course, Dominic from across the big pond over in Ireland. So that is going to do it for qualifying. As these crazy kids get ready to line them up here. Starting up on the pole is going to be the California Kid. It's an all-California front row with Chris Bouchard and Dylan Lucas. Row number 2 is going to go to the Midwest Nate Siefker and Jersey native Mike Whitaker. Texas represented in row 3 with Greg Napier and Carolina's Isaiah Dupree. Another Texas Longhorn, Stuart Lumpkin, rolling off 7th, with Ohio's Kevin Paskowich rolling off on the 8th spot. Row number 5 is going to go to the Mid-South, James McDavid, and Mr. Terry Adams out of, I believe, Minnesota, last I knew. Florida's Tyler Vickery is going to be joined with Virginia's Tony Rice in row 6. Row 7 is going to see Pennsylvania Posse member Bob Lacavara. He's joined with the Jersey Jet, Johnny Antonucci. It's an all-Texas row number 8 with John Napier and Dylan Moskowitz. Mid-South's Ronnie Osmer and Dominic Byrne both scheduled to roll off shotgun on the field. Not sure if those two are actually going to make the session or not, as looks like Byrne is. I'm still not seeing Osmer, so 140 laps of scheduled distance tonight. As the field starts to roll off. And looks like Osmer, if he makes it, is going to be starting from the pits behind the 8 ball. Field working its way down the American Ethanol back straightaway here at the D-shaped Demon in Kansas. As they work their way into the 3-4 complex, Bouchard is going to have control of the field. Pace car makes that hard left turn. And Bouchard drops the hammer, and we are underway. Siefker and Lucas going side by side as they haul off into turn number 1. Lucas going to duck in behind. And here comes Whitaker and Dupree. Mike Whitaker in that familiar tie-dye paint scheme, trying to get the outside line to work early, trying to get some rubber laid down so when it gets later in the event, he's going to have something to work with. Paskowicz gets by on the inside. There's Greg Napier on the inside as well. As Lucas pushing Bouchard right now, Siefker and Dupree trying to get that outside line to work. Bouchard continues to show the way. Lucas sits in second. Kevin Paskowicz already up to third in the PH Aware number 7. Here comes Napier in the Prestige Vapory number 51 on the high side. Got a little bit of help from Isaiah Dupree as they almost go 3 wide. Napier with a run on the high side, trying to make it work. Dupree is not going to push him, though, as they're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Dupree finally ducks back in behind. Napier up into third. Paskowicz drops back, knowing what's about to happen. The way these guys are running, something's bound to go horribly wrong, horribly quickly. As Lucas gets up into the front wing of Napier. Napier having to take evasive action. He's going to lose a ton of momentum. Here comes Dupree on the inside. Lucas and Dupree side by side for second right now. Bouchard continues to show the way. And Tony Rice already on pit road. As Dupree goes to the outside line to try to get something to work with Lucas right now. Looking to work with him rather than against him. Here comes Paskowicz on the inside. A little bit of arrow push for Paskowicz as they come through the 3-4 complex. And here comes Lucas on the outside. Does he have enough momentum to carry him through? He's going to need some help to get it to work, and I don't think that's the help he was looking for. These guys are running this almost like it's the last lap, and we're only working lap 9 of 140. I'm going to be amazed if they can keep up this pace and this level of, shall we say, patience for the remaining 130 laps of this event. Bouchard protecting that low line, preferred right now on the newer tires. They're getting to the point, though, where it's going to get a little bit sketchy down low, and this is where we usually see that outside line start to come around. As he thought about coming up through the tri-oval there, the only problem was Dylan Lucas was already occupying that little bit of real estate. As we're 3 wide into turn number 3 for a second, Isaiah Dupree wisely rolling out of it. And here comes Paskowicz to the inside. Three wide again down the back straightaway, and Dupree again showing a lot of reserve to back out of it, knowing that there's still a ton of racing left to do in this one. It's Paskowicz up into second. Does he have anything for Bouchard? Unfortunately, that answer right now is no, as they haven't worn enough of the goodie off the tires to get that bottom line out of shape as much as they need to. As Lucas and Bouchard drafting the daylights out of each other. That second lane, that's the only way it's going to work, is if they can figure out how to do the same. And John Napier going pit side. So we are working lap 16 of 140. This is about the time where those cars are starting to get a little unhinged. You've burned a little bit of fuel off. You've burned most of the real good rubber off the tires. So the tires, and you've got some heat into them. So the tires are starting to get greasy. The car's starting to get a little lighter in the fuel tanks. This is where you really need to start to get up on the wheel, elbows up, and here we go. It's Paskowicz and Dupree working together on that high side. Dupree's going to have to get closer and almost bump draft Paskowicz if they've got any hopes of getting by on that high side. Meanwhile, Bouchard puts another lap in the books as the leader. And it looks like everybody's thinking the same thing right now. Essentially, throw a blanket over your top 9. As you see Terry Adams back there working with his Pinnacle Motorsports teammate Mike Whitaker. And then it's a big drop of almost 3 seconds to the Irish Invader, Dominic Byrne. Greg Napier tonight representing for Streets Vapory. If you're in the greater San Antonio Metroplex, be sure to give them a shout for all your vaping needs. Greg up into 5th, gets a run on the inside, side by side with Dupree through the tri-oval. And he's not done yet. To the inside of Paskowicz now. That's your battle for 4th. And Nate Siefker up into second. And unfortunately hits the brick wall that is apparently on the outside lane of the track. Siefker dropping back now. And unfortunately, I think about the only way you're going to be able to get by the leader today is mistakes. But it's still early. We can lay a lot of rubber down up there, get it to really start working well. And if we continue to get the long runs like we have been, it's going to come down to who can hit their marks in the pit box. So Bouchard, Lucas, Dupree, Napier, Siefker, Paskowicz, Lumpkin, Whitaker, and Fisk, your top 9. Throw a blanket over them as you see them all in shot right there. As Dupree and Lucas almost making contact going through the tri-oval. Dupree trying to side draft the daylights out of that car right now. Give it time, he'll get it figured out. Isaiah Dupree's not one of the most winningest drivers here in the ISL for no reason. And unfortunately, I think in order to have any shot at Bouchard right now, they've got to really pinch him down in the corners and not give him a chance to come off of that white line, make it difficult for him. Now, we've got to be getting close to green flag stops as they are now working lap 30 of 140. So fast approaching the 100 to go mark. Bouchard, Dupree, Lucas, Paskowicz, and Greg Napier, your top. Why does Greg Napier have an R next to his name? Anyways. Dupree trying to get that outside line to continue to work. The only problem is he's not pinching down enough going through the tri-oval. He's giving Bouchard an arc into one, and that's where Bouchard is making up a ton of time right now. And in case you're wondering why nobody's using the apron going through the tri-oval, it is a league rule here in the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League that the apron is out of bounds at all times under racing. The only time you need to be on the apron is if you're going into or out of pit road, or avoiding a dumpster fire, as we like to call them. So far, so good. Everybody minding their P's and Q's. Let's take a look back here with that's Whitaker and the rookie Stuart Lumpkin. And it seems weird to see Terry Adams in anything other than a black car. So I almost didn't recognize the car. Oh, who's driving that one? Oh, okay, it's Terry. There's his teammate Bob Lacavara leading the second freight train. Duking it out right now with the... I'm still trying to figure out how he got the potatoes lined up so perfectly on that car. So that's Dominic Byrne in the Irish potato wagon. That's your battle for 10th currently. These guys just continuing to show a lot of patience and a lot of foresight into the moves that they're making. Nobody getting crazy yet, but they know that we're still not even at the 100 to go mark. Pascoe with a little bit of a run, going to kill some momentum coming through the 1-2 complex. Going to try to draft a little bit. Gonna need to get a push from Dylan Lucas in order to have anything for Chris Bouchard right now. And it doesn't look like Lucas is willing to push as it stands right now. And Tyler Vickery getting it all wrong coming through the 3-4 complex. His car is crabbing badly. Let's go back and take a look and see what did happen to Tyler there. Here they are going into turn 1. And just arrow push by John Napier. Tyler, victim of circumstance. Going to keep it down on the apron, though. But going to lose a ton of time. Meanwhile, we are back live. And these guys are still trying to figure out a way to get by Chris Bouchard. 42 laps on this stint. You got to wonder who's going to be the first to blink to go down pit road. So far, nobody. So they've worn all the goodie off the tires. The fuel tanks are a lot lighter than when they started. So the car's got to be dancing around a ton more, as they've got a lot of heat in the tires now. You got to think, this is about the time that second lane is going to start to come in as far as where you can keep it wound up and keep your momentum. Chris Bouchard holding that low line like a master. As Dupree brushes the wall coming through the tri-oval. You got to think that's going to hamper his handling for the next few laps anyways. Paskowicz with a run on the high side by side with Greg Napier in the Prestige Vapory number 51. And no, that's not damage you're seeing on Nate Seifker's. Oh, it was damage you were seeing on Nate Seifker's car. Thanks, IR18, for screwing that one up on me. Damage that wasn't there. As looks like Dominic Byrne going to be bringing it pit side. And here comes Bouchard. He's going to hand over the lead. Looks like Paskowicz going with him. That's going to hand the lead over to Dylan Lucas. As a puff of smoke and a hearty Hi-O Silver, Bouchard gets it woed down to the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. As Lucas bringing it pit side, that's going to hand the lead over to Dupree. Looks like Dupree's going to... Nope, Dupree's bringing it in. And Whitaker stays out. So the fuel mileage master takes the lead on lap 50. You got to wonder how long he's going to stay out, though. That's Dominic Byrne directly in front of him. Byrne has already pit. And Whitaker going pit side this time. So there's Dupree coming out of the pits. Bouchard already at speed. Gonna just blast by him on the high side and start to walk away. So they've got the lap back from Whitaker. Whitaker still has not hit his pit stall. Finally into his stall. Tony Rice coming pit side. That was Stuart Lumpkin in the 16 they flashed by. No, James McDavid in the 5, I'm sorry. As Bouchard inherits the lead. Whitaker in heavy traffic right now. As there's your battle for third with Lucas, Paskowicz, and Napier. And they're a full 2 seconds back off of Dupree and Bouchard. Bouchard continues to show the way. Isaiah Dupree right on his transmission tunnel. This is your battle for third. That's Dylan Lucas in the 17, Kevin Paskowicz in the PH Aware number 7, and Greg Napier in the Prestige Vapory number 51. And just within striking distance of them, just outside of draft range, though, is Mike Whitaker. And it looks like Whitaker is closing on these guys. So this is about to be a 4-car battle for third. And Dylan Lucas had the stop of the event so far, 10 flat install. And Dupree has gotten by Bouchard. So these guys racing like this, and it looks like they're going into fuel conservation mode already. So that being said, they're going to probably try to make this a one more stop. So they're going to stretch this one about as far as they could possibly stretch it. As there goes Moskowitz. I'm sorry, Lucas. Wrong Dylan. So Dylan Lucas to the point now. And Dupree is in fuel save mode. He's not on full attack like he normally is. He is definitely on fuel save mode right now. Which means he's hoping this thing stays green, and he's only got to make one more stop. It's a big ask, but if anybody can do it, he's one of a couple I can see pulling this one off. As he is tucked right in behind Greg Napier right now. As Napier goes to the second line to get behind Paskowicz. And now most of the band is back together. So Dylan Lucas, Chris Bouchard, Kevin Paskowicz, Greg Napier, Isaiah Dupree, and Mike Whitaker, your top six. Throw a blanket over them as they've got the 5 of James McDavid with them. Paskowicz and Napier trying to make something work on that high side. Dylan Lucas continuing to show the way. And for those of you keeping score, California, Ohio, Texas, Carolina, New Jersey, your top 6. And we lost Kevin Paskowicz for a moment there. Working lap 67 of 140. As Lucas continues to show the way. Bouchard right there, and you've got to think Bouchard is doing the same thing Dupree was thinking. Gone right into fuel conservation mode. As he ducks out to try to get some air to the radiators. Not looking to pass, just looking to get the engine cooled back down. And Pasquich is blinking worse than a fat announcer with lemon in his eye. And trust me, that hurts. I've done that once. It's not something I ever want to do again. Here comes Napier on the high side. Napier with a nose on Bouchard for second. Lucas, Napier, Bouchard at the line. As they almost go 3 wide, Pasquich with a hell of a run on that third line. Napier's going to drop down, give him some room. These guys are about halfway through their fuel stint, considering what we just saw on that last run. You got to wonder who's saving enough to only make it on one more stop. If they can make it to lap 95, you got to think somebody's going to try to make it from there. And we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the master of mileage himself, Mike Whitaker, who, whenever fuel mileage is involved, never count out Mike Whitaker. You know, I've seen him win numerous races on fuel mileage. Smart pit strategy, fuel mileage, fuel saving. I'm not going to say there's none better, but Mike is definitely on the top 10 list of guys that know how to, or drivers, I'm not going to be sexist on this one, drivers that know how to conserve fuel. So, with him still being within striking distance, don't ever count out Pinnacle Motorsports' Mike Whitaker, driving the Convergent Composites number 707. Working lap 76 of 140. Lucas, Bouchard, Pasquich, Napier, and Dupree, your top 5. These guys are still just getting after it. And let's see what the mediocre blimp has to offer for footage. There you can see your top 6. And again, that's the 5 of James David in tow. James is 1 lap down in the lucky dog position. And showing that he can hang with the leaders. Just got a little unlucky at the initial start of the race. Napier to the high side now as they work their way into turn 3. That's Napier and Paskowicz side by side down the back straightaway. Paskowicz giving Napier plenty of room. A lot of respect being shown by these guys right now. Do need to give a shout out to... Oh!
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Come on. Damn it, stop moving. That was Chris Bouchard getting caught up in that one. As Greg Napier had just taken the lead, and Bouchard annihilates Isaiah Dupree. Let's see what the chopper picked up. Lucas had moved up. Napier gets to the inside, and all hell breaks loose. Little bit of a wiggle, and just loses it. Apron touch for Bouchard. Oh, that's gonna hurt. And the guy that basically just got screwed, Greg Napier, is he had a run and was another 100 yards, and Greg Napier would be leading this race. And if I'm Nate Siefker, I'm pissed off. Because Dylan Lucas stayed out. Just about everybody else went down pit road. Napier's going pit side. You gotta think that Lucas is going to be a sitting duck when we go back to green. So Dupree having to burn his fast repair. Bouchard having to burn his fast repair. Tyler Vickery putting it behind the wall. And let's take a look and see who's now running in the top 10. The Irish Potato Wagon of Dominic Byrne up into the top 5. Moskowitz in the Hot Wheels machine. Terry Adams back into the top 10. Stuart Lumpkin back into the top 10. And Bob Lacavara holding down the number 10 spot. Greg Napier taking a late pit. So that's going to drop him back just a tick as the lights go out on the pace car. And to answer your question, Dylan, no, I happen to have a Sands in my hand right now. And those of you who are unfamiliar with Sands, they are a native brand cigarette made on the Seneca Nation in, where the hell are they? Salamanca, New York. So smoking local. Pace car is in. Lucas has control of the field. Paskowicz on fresher tires. Lucas holds the field down. Green flag comes out. It's going to be a drag race into turn 1. Paskowicz on the high side. Lucas on the low side. Again, Lucas on 40-lap old tires. I'm thinking he's going to be in trouble if this stays green. And look who's back into third already, Isaiah Dupree. He's side by side with the Irish potato wagon of Dominic Byrne right now. As Byrne pushes Paskowicz down below the apron. Byrne on a charge right now. And for those of you who are longtime open wheel short track fans, I'm going to give you a name to throw back to. If you remember, the late great Jim Champagne used to drive the D&H Potato Farm entry whenever he would throw the wing on the car and go ISMA racing. As a matter of fact, the D&H Potato Farm 8-ball was also seen at the Syracuse Mile on occasion, as yes, the Supers did run the mile a couple of times, and Jim also had a World of Outlaw style sprint car that he would campaign just before he was taken from us in a modified race. So I'm going to need to get with Mr. Byrne about that one and see if maybe we can talk him into running some Champagne paint schemes coming up here. Meanwhile, Dylan Lucas surprising everybody on 44-lap old tires, able to maintain the lead. You gotta wonder how much longer he's going to be able to stay out though. As Byrne to the high side right now has a little bit of a run. Paskowicz backing off, knowing what's coming. Byrne driving like a man possessed. I'm sorry, that's Dupree making a run to the outside right now. Pinching down, has the nose out front. This has bad intentions written all over it. And this has really tightened the field up. As Byrne and Dupree going side by side for third right now. Don't count out Dylan Moskowitz. Dylan Lucas has got to be praying for a caution right now and hoping he's not the one that brings it out. Now he's within the window of you can make it from here. Whether or not he's able to pull that feet off is yet to be determined, though. Paskowitz trying to play both halves against the middle as they go down the back straightaway. Tries to, and there he goes. Paskowitz with a nose out front. It's a drag race to the start-finish line. Give that lap to Paskowitz. 22 thousandths of a second at the line. Paskowitz got the bonus point he was looking for. Now he's going into fuel conservation mode. It's going to be a big ask to make it from here. For those of you wondering what I was just talking about with a bonus point, if you lead one lap, it's worth a bonus point. If you have a clean race, that's worth a bonus point. And then, of course, there are ways to lose points as well. And Bouchard charging like a man possessed. Last time we saw Bouchard and Dupree side by side, it ended poorly. And guess who's side by side again? Dupree showing the way. We are 38 to go. Make that 37. Dupree. Burn on the high side by side with Bouchard for second. Burns still trying to get that outside line to work. Gonna need some help. Not gonna be able to do it on his own. And he's pinching down just about as hard as he dares. Releases to try to get an arc into turn one. Dupree still has the lead in that drive to end brain cancer number 91. So James McDavid in the number 5 got the lucky dog under that caution and is now making the most of that as he's now up into 4th. "34 laps to go, and the only car that we know for a fact can make it from here, without a shadow of a doubt, is Dylan Lucas in the 17. As hard as everybody else is currently running, it's going to be a big ask to to make it from here. As everybody's scrambling just to try to find some clean real estate to run in. Burns still trying to get that outside line to work. He can get the run, but the problem is you just run out of steam and then you're trying to take the longer way around. "28 laps to go." So for these guys to make it, most of them are looking at 56 laps on their tires. Just throw a blanket over the entire field right now. Whoa, Dylan Moskowitz getting a little squirrely coming off of 2. He's going to check a lot of cars up behind him. Field starting to get a little bit strung out. Dupree, Byrne, Bouchard, Moskowitz, and David, your top 5. So James David in the 5, making the absolute most of that lucky dog. Was a lap down, now back on the lead lap. Here comes John Napier as well. John, unfortunately, 2 laps down after an earlier altercation. Nate Siefker in position to get the lucky dog. Should it come out? As Napier eats the wall off a 2. And that is going to kill just about all of his momentum. Back into the wall and into the grass. Wow. Luckily not bringing out a caution. It had to be a pucker moment for Mike Whitaker, though. Meanwhile, back up in front, Dominic Burns still trying to figure out a way by Isaiah Dupree. The question is, 19 laps to go, can they make it from here?
User joined your channel.
We've just lost all of Texas, ladies and gentlemen. Greg Napier out. John Napier out. Chris Bouchard. Where the hell is Chris? Moskowitz. We've lost all of Texas. The hell just happened? Hello, John.
Hey, Tony. How you doing?
Okay, so you are here.
I am.
Where the hell is everybody else? Bouchard pit. Oh.
I know.
Okay, Bouchard and Moskowitz both just pit. I don't know why Moskowitz went down pit road. Because he could have made it.
Me and Greg both hit the wall, so.
Well, that's a tough break, John. It just scared the hell out of me because I look up and everybody that was driving from Texas was gone.
Other than me and Greg, who else drives from Texas?
Chris. No, I'm sorry. They're California. There's one other.
Yeah, there's one other driver that's got Texas on the side of the car.
Moskowitz.
Is it Moskowitz? Okay.
Moskowitz and I think Lumpkin.
Is a Hot Wheels car.
Then it's Lumpkin.
Lumpkin, okay.
Yes, it is Lumpkin. So there's 4 drivers from Texas. Stuart Lumpkin doing a hell of a job right now, holding down 4th.
He's been fast since he started. You know, and I'm bummed out because I did have a fast car. I could have made up my laps, and I just made a dumb mistake.
Well, I don't know about that being a dumb mistake. You did the right thing. It's rather than killing the person to your inside, you ate the wall yourself. So that's valor in my book. Excuse me. Anyways, Dominic Byrne going pit side with 12 to go. So Byrne going to be the first one of the leaders to blink. Can he hit his marks from here as Siefker trying to get his lap back the hard way on the high side?
And you were wondering why Dylan pitted with having enough fuel to do it. Being out there and knowing the cars, his tires were probably gone. The tires are going a lot faster than the fuel is.
Okay, fair enough. As Paskowitz almost runs over Dupree. So the game has begun. Lumpkin stays out. And there goes Lucas flashing by. Dylan Lucas 6 laps down right now. Nate Siefker just got his lap back the hard way, and here comes Mike Whitaker.
I was working on getting mine back the hard way, and I'd hate to say it, but Dylan really made a mistake not bringing it in under caution and staying out.
True story.
It's a risk all of us have taken.
Well, you expect cautions to breed cautions, but the one thing I would like to point out, Mike Whitaker, the fuel mileage master, has just taken the lead with 8 to go, and he's been hanging back most of the night. Whitaker and Lacavara are going to try to make it from here.
He was bragging in race on how he was on 52. He was on lap 52 on the tank and had just gotten the 2-lap warning. So you're talking about him being the fuel master? That proves it right there.
Absolutely. And I said it earlier in the broadcast, when it comes down to a fuel mileage race, never count out the world's fastest hippie, Mike Whitaker.
No, not at all. Not at all. And as well as being, the fuel mileage king, he is the king of patience.
Absolutely. As we are currently 6 to go, and I'm thinking that caution might have helped because Whitaker was one of the last ones to go down pit road.
Yeah.
So the question is, he's got Bob Lacavara in tow, and Whitaker's going pit side. You got to wonder if he's going to take tires or if he's just going to take a splash and dash.
If I know Mike, he's just going to splash and go. A full pit here, but it seems like everybody's coming in. So,
well, the top 5 are the only ones that were on the lead lap, or top 4, I should say.
Well, a full pit here puts you 2 laps down. So
we're gonna watch. If Whitaker goes up on the jacks, he's screwed. He does not.
Nope. Splash and go. There he goes.
The question is, can he keep the car under him? Bouchard is coming.
We're talking about Whitaker here.
There goes Bouchard. Here comes Moskowitz. There goes Moskowitz. Moskowitz is side by side with Paskowitz.
How tough was that to say?
I bit my tongue doing it. Ow. No, literally, I bit my tongue doing it. So your battle for second right now, Moskowitz, Paskowitz, Byrne. And just throw a blanket over the 3 of them. 3 to go. Chris Bouchard is 2.5 seconds up the road. And unfortunately, I think in order to get by Moskowitz, they're going to have to turn. Because that outside line is just not working the way that they were hoping with this setup.
I had it working really well, Tony. I don't.
In traffic, it's fine.
Yeah, not in traffic. Yeah, you're done.
When you're trying to get the last piece of the puzzle, not so much.
I don't know if you caught me making up time on that.
I did.
I mean, I by far, I feel like I had the fastest car on the track. I really do.
Not so much.
I said I feel like it. I didn't say I did.
Oh!
Lacavara.
Actually, John, you did have the fastest car on the track.
I did.
You did. You had fast lap of the race, sir.
Awesome. Well, that makes me feel a little better.
What the hell just happened at the start-finish line?
I don't know. Antonucci took out Paskowitz.
Wow. Okay, we're going to go to the, yeah, we are. Get your Dramamine ready, folks. This is the helmet cam we have on Kevin Paskowicz. So you see Antonucci eat it coming off of 4 and just Paskowicz nowhere to go. And for those of you who are fans, let's go to the vomit cam. Pretty sky tonight, isn't it, folks? Wow. Well then. Put him there, and then we're gonna find him. Come on, where are you? Gummit. And then I need to find, where the hell is he? There he is. Yeah, the driver of the Irish potato wagon was hiding on me. Dominic Byrne coming home in 3rd tonight. So Dom, you were able to make the most of that caution.
Oh yeah. And I think I made up some time in the pits too, on that last one. That was a really great race. It was so quick.
That was actually impressive. 1 caution. Yeah. I think that's probably a new record for this league.
I think so.
I believe so. So congratulations on the podium. Welcome back, Dominic Byrne.
Thank you.
You know, talk us through the trials and tribulations that you had, because you were kind of mired in that second group for most of the race.
Yeah, I was in the second group, and then once the caution came out, I got back up, and I was a little bit squirrely there for a little while. I think the aero push in this car is definitely real on this track. It wasn't like last week.
You're not wrong, but
it was great considering that we only had 1 caution.
Well, Dom, it was definitely fun to watch you work your way through the field. Now,
thank you.
I am going to mention something that I did bring up to the fans during the race. My idol growing up, the late great Jim Champine, used to drive a sprint car that he jokingly nicknamed the D&H Potato Wagon.
I got myself a potato wagon too.
Well, any chance I could talk you into driving the 8-ball?
I could do that.
I'll show you pictures later, my friend. Congratulations on the podium. Looking forward to seeing you next week, Dom.
Thanks so much, Tony.
User was moved out of your channel.
Joining us now, second place finisher. Again, a car that was kind of mired towards the back of the field for the first half of the race, and then really turned the wick up. Turned it up to about 13 during the second half of the race. Mr. Dominic Byrne, congratulations on the podium, sir.
That would be Dylan, not Dominic. Tony.
Oh, shit. Dylan Moskowitz, I'm sorry.
Oh.
That's how tired I am. Dylan Moskowitz, congratulations on the podium, sir. You know, you had that Hot Wheels car really flaming tonight as far as when you turn the wick up after the caution.
But I want to point out, Tony, that's what Dylan does. He hangs in the back, and when he decides it's time, he's in the front. That's Dylan every race.
Well, really, the key in these is practicing the green flag pit stops.
You're not wrong, sir, but what did you see coming to the checker? Did you see all the melee that just took place?
Oh yeah, I was in it. I was telling Bouchard about it and made him go watch it right before you guys called me in here.
Was it a first you say it, then you do it moment from your standpoint?
Okay, so I wanted to. I mean, I could have easily missed it and went under the white line, but just to play it safe, I was like, I don't want to go under the white line. So I just accidentally clobbered him. But
I couldn't see him penalizing you for that, though.
I know.
Clobbered who? Because Kevin Paskowitz caught a race car to the face.
I was gonna say, and I wanted to wish KP and his family everything's all right. I just hope everything's all right because KP's dead, and
yeah, the chopper just left to take him to the hospital because that was.
There's not much of him to take to the hospital, but it was. He got a solid top 5 still.
He did it.
Yeah, 230 miles an hour with a race car to the face. Yeah, there's not much left of anything.
It was exciting, though, I gotta say.
It was definitely exciting watching you guys do what you do, and it just reinforces my decision to step out of the driver's seat and into the announcer's booth, because I guarantee you my blood pressure could not have handled what you guys just went through for 140 laps.
And it was fairly clean, I'll say, but it was pretty crazy out there. I mean, John and I got into it,
which I apologize for, Dylan.
Oh, me too. But Dom and I are team members, and we were yelling at other people. We were yelling at ourselves because we almost wrecked each other. I mean, it was pretty hairy for a 1 caution race.
You know what? That just dawned on me that you are a card-carrying member of Team 3 Must Get Beers.
Could use a beer after that one.
You've earned it, my friend. We're looking forward to seeing you next week, and congratulations on the podium.
Yeah, give Bouchard a hell. He earned it.
User was moved out of your channel.
I think from now on, I'm going to start bringing Chris Bouchard in anytime we get a caution, because it seems to definitely change the outlook of the field. Stinking up the show for most of the event. Coming home with the victory, starting up on the pole, finishing on the top step of the podium. Driver of the Schwartz Diesel, number 28, Chris Bouchard. Congratulations.
Thank you, Tony.
So, first race that I didn't actually interview you in, and look what happens.
Right?
So, to all the rest of the members of the league, I do take bribes, so I could just bring Chris into the booth at random intervals, just make sure the money is right.
Oh, that's not fair.
No, Chris, congratulations. Was kind of a little worried for you when I saw you break off with I believe it was about 15 to go.
Yeah, I chose to pit early because I was just hitting that ape out. I felt like I was pinching myself too much in that pack, so I wanted to get out of that, get some clean air and everything. I felt like if I could get a clean pit in, pit out, I'd get the lead and everything, get away from everyone.
Now, I'm looking at the install time. It looks like you did not take tires?
No, it was fuel only.
Okay.
Only 2 gallons.
So how bad was it at the end trying to hold on to that car?
It wasn't that bad. I have to say that pit out, I almost wrecked the car. I had a flashback to I think it was Atlanta in 05 last season. I just had that flashback and I'm like, no, it can't happen this time. So I got pretty sideways, but I held on to it and I got a really good pit out.
Well, from the dumpster fire that was your real-life race yesterday to the top step of the podium today, I'm thinking you earned it tonight, my friend.
Yeah, it's been a crazy 24 hours for me from having my team start on the pole for both the West races in Tucson, then finishing 4th in the first one, then kind of getting screwed out on the second one. Kind of a bummer. And then I got back to the hotel at 2 a.m. and we were wheels up and gone at 4 a.m. So I've been running on 2 hours of sleep this entire time.
Well, Chris, looking forward to seeing you back. Hopefully tomorrow night in the Paskey Sports Cardiac Truck Series as they do their season opener at Daytona, which I believe you've already qualified for.
I do not know if I'm going to be able to make it with scheduling conflicts and everything, so hopefully I can make it, but I'm not going to bet that I will. I'll for sure be back for the Xfinity Series on Friday, in the Cup Series on Saturday, but I may not be back for this series next Sunday.
All right. Well, Chris, congratulations on the win tonight. I'm going to ask you to stay in TeamSpeak for a couple more minutes because I do need to tell you a funny story. Being as you know where I work in real life, you'll get a kick out of this one. But
all right,
that is going to do it for us here tonight. John, thanks for joining me in the booth for the tail end of this broadcast. You have been watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com IndyCar Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, of course, is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com. Be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. Real quick, we're going to go over the standings. Chris Bouchard, of course, coming home with the lead. Dylan Moskowitz coming home with a hard-fought second place. Dominic Byrne battling back for third. Kevin Paskowicz taking the ambulance ride after getting collected in that last lap fracas, coming home in fourth. Isaiah Dupree coming home in fifth. Mike Whitaker just missing out on the top five in sixth. His teammate Terry Adams in seventh. Stuart Lumpkin, an impressive eighth. Bob Lacavara in ninth. James McDavid in 10th. Nate Siefker getting it all wrong, coming home in 11th. Johnny Antonucci having some problems, but able to hang on for 12th. Dylan Lucas, another one who just had some trouble tonight, coming home in 13th. John Napier, if it wasn't for bad luck, John wouldn't have had any luck at all tonight, coming home in 14th. Greg Napier.
Tonight, this season, Tony.
Well, Greg Napier also having some problems, coming home in 15th. Tony Rice in 16th. Tyler Vickery, the last car to actually take the green, was also the first car to retire from the event. Ronnie Osmer did not start. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you back here tomorrow night from Daytona, actually, as we bring you the Paskey Sports Cardiac Truck Series powered by XS Sim Gear, live from Daytona International Speedway as they get ready to kick off season number 2.
Have a good night, Tony.